Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cardinal Sports Complex for CTN's live coverage of girls high school soccer. Tonight, the Cardinals host the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro up above the action, and Howie, a thrilling 5-4 victory for the home team in Game 1. Girls have a tough act to follow in this doubleheader.
Yeah, if this one is like that one, it's going to be a very entertaining contest, which what has been a warm day has turned into a little bit of a cooler evening, winds blowing, and this should be a good one. Talking to the coaching staff from Spring Lake Park, said they thought this would be a tightly played match, and it should be evenly played. Should be a fun one for them, and we'll see how this game unfolds, but yeah, it definitely should be a good time.
And the teams, similar records, a little bit of a favor for the Cardinals, but similar results against most of their common opponents. But as we saw in the boys' game, we played the first 30 minutes without a goal.
Yep.
Then Coon Rapids scored 3 goals in just over 6 minutes late in the first. Went to the locker room up 3-0, came out, scored 13 minutes in, went up 4-0. They came back, the Panthers, to make it, they went up 4-0.
Correct.
Cardinals. And then they came back to make it 4-2. Cardinals came out, made it 5. No, it got to 4-3 before it got to 5-3 and ended at 5-4. There's a look at John Caron, head coach of the Lady Cardinals, having a really solid season. It's been a bit up and down. It started with a great streak when they had 4.5 games without a goal allowed, and then they went 3 straight where they couldn't put one in the net. Kepke taps that one away on the far side.
Well, Coach Caron's hoping to get a W like the boys did.
Well,
come out of this one.
Very busy week for the Lady Cardinals. Yep. They have 4 games. They started with Andover on Monday night. They lost that one 2-0 here on their home turf. Now tonight. And then they have Rogers on Thursday, and I'm not sure, I don't remember who it is on Saturday, but it's 4 games in 6 days. That was Mindy Doherty, head coach of the Panthers. And this Panthers with a corner kick.
This is Coach Doherty's first game back off of maternity leave.
Congratulations to her.
Absolutely.
Abby Johnson handling the kick. It's redirected, I believe it was by Klubeck, and out the end line, a goal kick for Coon Rapids.
So if you look at the records, you talked about that just a little bit earlier, and if you look at the conference, the girls are, the Coon Rapids are 4-5 in the conference. Spring Lake Park is 2-7. Cardinals are 4-5-1, as you mentioned, and overall, and 3-8 overall for the Panthers.
The Panthers trying to bring the pressure early, get the ball deep in the Coon Rapids end, make them defend. Makes it a lot easier to get on the board if you're in the offensive end. Molly Knobloch puts that one ahead. On the run is Allen into the middle. A chance, a partial save. And almost a steal again. The Cardinals cannot capitalize. Grace Stevenson in close. Tara Beza tried to work her way through. Knobloch crashes down, but still the Panthers escape. Tough angle shot for Anna Langworthy. It was Langworthy that got it into the middle for Stevenson earlier and gave that great opportunity. Huge save for Brooke Garish, the keeper. There's another look at it. The second opportunity that's chipped up and over out of play. In the middle, turning with it is Dunbar. Trying to force it ahead. Kepke stops that up for the Cardinals. On the far side, Bailey Raw can't keep it. I'm sorry, that's Grace Stevenson. Stevenson getting in there and getting a steal, but taken right back by Abby Johnson. Now here's Tara Beza trying to bring it back to the near side. Langworthy taps it back. Some trouble for Allen, but got it out off the foot of Finnegan, and a throw in Coon Rapids. Tara Beza in the middle, pressured from behind, tipped off her foot by Dunbar. Panthers working up the near sideline. Katie Booth moves it ahead. Ritzenaya tried to jump that passing lane, but came up empty. And Ritzenaya going to be called for the little push there.
Yep.
As she was battling for position with Stefan.
Not a lot of push, but just a little bit, and obviously enough to draw the eye of the official and blow the whistle.
Abby Johnson will handle the free kick for the Panthers. Low line drive redirected by Stefani, but out of bounds on the far side. Goal kick, Coon Rapids. Knobloch stepping into a passing lane. She'll take the push, and she got it to Stevenson behind the defense. She's got help. Shot from a long way made it very easy for Garish. I don't know that she had Anna Langworthy running right with her.
If she knew it.
But you've got to take that one in closer.
Yeah,
you got the
have
defense
to.
beat. You've got 3 steps.
Yeah, because you didn't
Take
have
it
anybody
all the
there.
way in.
You didn't have anyone there except your teammate.
It's a cross out front. That's broken up. Kostick on the far side, looking for some room to get around Johnson. The cross in too tight, and it's scooped up by Garish. Riley Turnbow on a knee down by the net.
Seems to be okay.
Able to get up and walk off over on her own power. Got the wind knocked out of her maybe a little bit. Megan Olson will come in and take her spot.
That seems to be okay. Smiling.
Bailey Rao checking into the game for the Cardinals. Rao just a freshman, Grace Stevenson just a sophomore, so some youth at the front of the Coon Rapids attack. Getting a lot of time up there are those two. Knobloch had a head on it, then recovered by Dunbar. Moves it along to Stefani. That pass too far in front of Johnson, out of bounds, Cardinal throw in.
Yeah, both teams really just kind of test each other out a little bit and see how, the others operate both offensively and defensively. But Cardinals really the ones with the good opportunities, a couple of them.
Allen moves it ahead. Coming back for it was Ava Kerr, trying to get it into the middle. That's booted away by Klaubeck. Dunbar trying to move it. That was slowed, but the Panthers maintain possession. Kepke able to step up and challenge Booth and force the turnover. Cardinals will play it out on the near side just in front of the Spring Lake Park bench. Knobloch able to boot it, get around Dunbar. send it ahead, and here's an opportunity for Rao stepping into it, shot to the far side. Gorish got a piece of it, finished off by Stevenson. Cardinals on the board.
That time a lack of defensive presence for Spring Lake Park, and after that that initial shot was tapped out, Stevenson just doing a great job. Didn't have any white jersey there to trouble at all, able to beat the goaltender to the ball and put it home. And again, just a nice pass behind the defense. What's the first initial shot was pushed away.
Yeah, perfect spot from Knobloch. Both of them running on. Nobody switching over to take Stevenson, as you mentioned, and good heads-up play by Grace Stevenson to follow the play all the way and end up getting the tally to put the Cardinals on the board.
Or do they wave it off?
Oh, no. I heard some clapping, and now they're starting back at. Are they saying it was offside?
I don't know. I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything, but I think Coach Karen is looking for an explanation.
20 yards behind the play.
Yeah,
that's exactly what they called. So.
Yeah, that's.
And a late call, and.
Yeah, I don't like that call.
Don't believe when the ball was struck again that anyone was behind the defense.
There was no one behind the defense. There was no defenders.
Bob pleading, or Stevenson rather, pleading your case along that end line. Should be a corner, she felt, but so the Cardinals a little deflated, but another look at it. Where is she when that ball is struck? Yeah, Stevenson may have been a little bit behind the last line of defense.
Yeah. But it took him a while to call it.
Stefani pushes that one way too far ahead for Finnegan. It's going to roll in on Reinhardt, and she'll easily scoop it up. Back Dunbar trying to move it through for Finnegan, and again too far, and an easy scoop from Reinhardt.
So we've seen a little early pressure by Coon Rapids, and one goal waved off.
Booted back to the corner by Olsen. Kepke will get there first and play it back to the keeper. Reinhardt tried to play it out through center. Dunbar intercepts that. It's going to bounce back in on Reinhardt, and she'll get another chance to clear. Kerr trying to force it over to Rao in the middle, and foul called, so Knobloch will wait to put a boot to it. Huge part of the Cardinals offensively, Molly Knobloch. Handles all the free kicks, most of the corner kicks. Anna Kepke, standing behind her frequently, is on the receiving end of the free kicks, but she's also their sweeper, so she'll stay back and take the boot. That one straight in, and coming out to meet it was Gorish.
Easy save for Gorish. That was booted right to her.
Kostick turned around a little bit, trying to settle in front of Stefani, and will now play it toward midfield, but tapped out of bounds off the foot of Abby Johnson. Rao can't control the throw-in, tipped back out of bounds by Klobeck. Knobloch had a touch on it, but well defended there by Weiler. Pass ahead, broken up by Kostick and turned around. Koepke trying to push it through, stopped up, turned around by Weiler. Long run for Finnegan. Finnegan gets to there, down the left wing. 2 defenders over there with her. Koepke step for step, that pass. And the quick shot was blocked. Right back they go to Finnegan. She scores!
That time just a little lax in defense by Coon Rapids allowed Finnegan to just really set up and take an aim at the goal. And all of a sudden now Spring Lake Park, after a goal was waved off for Coon Rapids, now they take the 1-0 lead. You're going to see that just can kind of let her step up towards the net.
Well, they had 2 defenders on her initially, and then when the play went back to Booth, no one stayed with Finnegan, so when she got the return pass, she turned at all kinds of room.
Yes, she did.
Snuck it just underneath the diving attempt from Maddie Reinhardt. Long through ball from Knobloch. Touched out on the far side by Turnbow. Cardinals with the goal waved off and then giving up one. Can't be discouraged. Still a lot of soccer to be played.
Oh, plenty.
Cross is out the end line. A goal kick coming up for Spring Lake Park.
Well, and you're playing a team who on paper you should beat, but obviously the game's not played on paper. And this, the Cardinals a little bit ahead of Spring Lake Park in the standings. Got to have a couple more wins on the season that they do.
Well, and for Coon Rapids, it's just feast or famine on the offensive end. They've either gotten on the board a bunch or not at all. And defensively, they're not going to allow a lot of goals. But the long losing streak was because they just couldn't finish
score
on the offensive end.
Absolutely.
But with their string of shutout victories followed by a string of shutout losses, that first goal becomes absolutely critical in the mindset of your players. To have it waved off and then instead the opponent scores less than 5 minutes later. We'll see how the Cardinals respond. Weiler into the middle, moving it across. Left there for Jerembeck. Her pass broken up by Ava Kerr. Grace Stevenson pressuring and will come up with the ball behind Turnbow. Looking back for some help from Rory Ritzenaya. Played to the near side. Baugh tracking it down, stays in bounds. Pressured, looking for room along the sidelines. We'll try again in the corner. Stops and starts against Olsen, plays it back. That shot didn't have a lot on it from Kerr. And the Panthers eventually able to clear. Koepke stepped up but couldn't stop the momentum of the ball. Finnegan back the other way, being tracked down by Molly Knobloch. Finnegan to the last line of defense. Rory Ritzenaya will chip that away out of bounds and give her team an opportunity to get back defensively.
Well, Finnegan with speed able to give an opportunity for her team again to put some pressure into the Cardinal net. And Ritzenaya obviously clearing that one. Set things back up again for her squad.
Throwing got away from Jerembeck. Long shot going well wide from Megan Olsen. Koepke will handle the goal kick. Stevenson pressured off the ball at midfield. I'm sorry, that's Anna Langworthy pressured off the ball at midfield. It's a lot easier to see when I'm not trying to look through 2 panes of glass with the lights on both sides.
Absolutely.
Knobloch, after a collision, just sits down on the field and grabbing at her ankle. Looks like she is slowly getting back up. That would be tough for the Cardinals.
No,
Kepke able to knock this one out of bounds. You can see her walking
Yeah,
it
she
off,
seems to
whatever
be
it
okay.
was.
I think she just bent back on it oddly, and she's able to put all her weight on it and make sure she's okay.
Edwards turning in the corner, plays it back to Tauschek. That shot was stopped. Stevenson back, pressuring against Jerembeck. Pass a little bit behind Stefani, comes back for Weilert, and that was just a high lob that's easily handled by Reinhardt. Race on the far side. Stevenson staying in front will take a left-handed shot right in on Gorish. Gorish scoops it easily.
Yeah, not much on that. Gorish boots that one away.
Kepke steps up, gets between a couple of defenders, pushes it behind. This one's going to be offside. As Langworthy in a step too early. At least the flag went up immediately.
It did, unlike before.
Which it may have, we just didn't notice. And neither did the referee.
No, apparently not.
Pass broken up by Kerr, Knobloch. We'll get it back for Allen, ahead for Kerr, and it's out of her reach, out of bounds.
Yeah, just a little miscue there on the boot.
Lucy Wynn getting position, getting control. Plays it back for Kostick. All the way back for Ritzenaya, back for Kostick on the far side. Kostick slips it through. Wynn tripped up as she collides with the defender, Callie Molitor. Lucy, I was told when I was here last week, followed your advice and was drinking pickle juice.
And I'm hoping I should have asked if it worked for her, but
I don't know if she was.
I'm glad she followed that advice, because it definitely works.
Langworthy, a shot and a save for Gorish. Well, she's been, she plays hard.
Yep.
She's a fun player to watch, and she's been a little nicked up in just about every game I've been to this year. So she's doing everything she can. She said she's eating her potassium and drinking her pickle juice. So.
All right, there you go. And she's out on the pitch, so that's great.
That's the most important part.
Yes.
Yes, if you follow Howie's pickle juice regimen,
that's right.
And you're not on the pitch, then don't let people know.
No.
It's
Well,
not good.
then
Not
you're
a
not
good
drinking the right
endorsement.
kind of pickle juice.
No, there's a difference in the kind.
Clausen's. It's something about Clausen's.
Great boot from Knobloch. Stevenson tracks it down far corner. Both Kepke and Stevenson were there in the bounce. They were just mid-bounce, so it bounced right over the top of both of them. Couldn't get a good scoring opportunity. It's beautifully placed from Knobloch. Tara Beza and Bailey Payne will check in.
We're halfway through this first half, and the Panthers on top 1-0. Leon Coon Rapids, a little bit of a push in the corner.
Yeah, Stevenson maybe just a
a
little bit too aggressive maybe. But hey, you don't mind giving up a free kick from there.
Definitely not.
I mean, you'd rather have the ball, but
well, yeah.
You know, risk versus reward. You'll risk taking a foul there if the reward would be you might come away with the ball and not get called. Here's Langworthy down the right side. Langworthy to the back corner and just in front of Stevenson. About 2 steps too far for Stevenson to try and get in and redirect.
Well, we've seen a couple opportunities just like that for Coon Rapids, but just went just a little bit too far, as you mentioned.
Both these young ladies, sophomores, by the way.
Another good opportunity for its youngsters to get a lot of varsity play.
Stevenson right back on the attack. A couple of Panthers there. It's pushed out the end line by Ellie Prairie. And Coon Rapids will have a corner kick.
A good opportunity here for the Cardinals to see if they can get their offense going here, trailing 1-0.
A little more than midway through the first half. Coon Rapids had one waved off in the 13th minute. Spring Lake Park took the lead, or I'm sorry, in the 9th minute. Spring Lake Park took the lead in the 13th minute. Kepke, the header off the crossbar of the football crossbar.
Yes.
That was a great header, just a little too high.
Yeah, that's a little bit lower, and that's in the net.
I mean, she gets good power on it. Again, a perfectly placed pass by Knobloch. Good header, just a little too much up angle. It had a lot of steam on it too. You heard the crossbar rattling. Opportunity for the Panthers driving down the wing. The pass to the middle interrupted by Ritzenaya. A little give and go. She gets it back along the near sideline and plays it ahead. Headed down by Megan Olson. Cardinals continue to push. Tara Beza trying to feed it through the defense. That's stopped and turned around by Klaubeck. Here's Molly Knobloch with it for the Cardinals. She'll push it to the corner. Bailey Payne racing on. Here comes the keeper. Gorish slides out and gets the ball just in front of it, charging Bailey Payne, who was trying to center.
That time Gorish being very aggressive. I like the fact that she comes out there, takes the chance.
If she doesn't come out, that's too easy. Bailey Payne gets it across, and Stevenson was screaming down the center lane.
We have our officials conferring about something.
Well, I think Bailey would have liked a foul inside the box. The keeper took out her legs. But if she got to the ball first.
What are we doing?
Coach Karen tried to get some explanation of what was going on here.
Seriously.
Well, and I'm not sure. I saw he got a yellow card against Osseo. I think I'm pretty sure in the first half. And it was right after one of his players, he had to go out and attend to one of his players who got nicked up a little bit. And they had a couple of girls go down against Osseo. And he comes back, and it was the same kind of reaction. I couldn't hear what he was saying. But the body language said, what is that for? Opportunity, a strong shot from Addison Stefani, but there for the save is Maddie Reinhardt. I always like to see, if sometimes that is the right thing for the coach to do.
Right.
Get the yellow card.
Fire up the team.
Sometimes baseball, you got to get kicked out of the game.
Yep. That happens a lot in chess.
Pass too far out the end line. Goal kick, Cardinals. Manager for the chess player comes out and complains to the ref.
An illegal touch of a pawn. He didn't touch that pawn. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Oh, yeah, it's very volatile.
Now, if you're constantly getting kicked out as a coach or
that's
manager,
different.
Then maybe it's not so good. But once in a while, stick up for your players. Calls are being questionable. Sometimes that's the fire they need. Tara Beza trying to work through an entire team of defenders and not so much able to do so. Tauchek moves it back into the middle. Jerem back for Olson ahead. That's stopped up and turned around by Knobloch. Right back the other direction by Klaubeck. Tara Beza battles, fires it off. Klaubeck out of bounds. Throw in Coon Rapids near midfield. Bow trying to use her speed around the corner. I like her too.
Yeah.
Small player, feisty, fast.
Yes.
And again, if you take the foul there, it's too bad you got fouled, but if it's not called the foul, you're in a great position to set up a teammate or take a shot at the net.
Yep. No, just all about being aggressive.
Terabeza trying to turn, but marked well by Edwards. Payne trying to get it back to her. That pass didn't click. Terabeza pressuring Jerembeck. Jerembeck gets turned upfield. Stopped up by Knobloch. Knobloch jumps on it, chips it behind the defense, maybe a little too much as Grocek almost,
got dangerous.
Gorish almost lost that. Knobloch stepping in front of that pass, slowing things down. Terabeza gets the steal. And now another race. Gorish will come way outside the 18 and boot it back to midfield. Turned around by Bailey Payne. Couple of defenders collapsing on her. Stopped up again by Klobeck. Klobeck will get it right back from Jerembeck. And now near midfield is Finnegan. Looks to the middle, comes back to Jerembeck. Far side for Ellie Prairie. Knocked away out of bounds. Throw in Panthers deep in the Coon Rapids end.
Well, Panthers would love to, with about a little less than 12 minutes left, see if they can increase that lead, get a little bit of a cushion.
Well, despite having a fair amount of possession time in this end, really their only good scoring chance is the one that has them ahead 1-0. Pushed back into the corner, way too far for Finnegan, a goal kick, Coon Rapids. Belinda Griffith checking in. Defender falls down. Rao with a little bit of space, and
she couldn't control it.
She may have gotten a little bit excited and started running before gaining full control. Lost out of bounds. Panthers trying to build an attack through the middle. That pass stopped up by Kerr, but then redirected to the corner where it's a run for Finnegan. Finnegan getting around Kerr in the corner, plays it back out. The one-touch left foot takes a weird bounce. Stefani put some spin on that one, and it nearly eluded keeper Maddie Reinhardt. Terabeza pushing it to Rao. Rao trying to get through some traffic, stopped up by Klaubeck, and it's turned around. This one headed back toward the keeper. Kepke trying to guard. This one played toward the far side, but broken up by the Panthers. Panthers down the sideline, cleared away by Ritzenaya out of bounds.
So the time, about 10 minutes remaining this opening half.
Line change for the Panthers. Throw in goes up and over Schaefer, turned around by Terabeza, stopped up by Klaubeck. Running over it was Booth. Moved ahead by Knobloch, and here's Rao behind the defense. Rao trying to find herself some room to get off a good shot, then stops up and tries to cross. That's in too close, and Gorish easily handles it.
Yeah, not a lot on that one. And, you know, Gorish with a simple play for her.
Sarah Force attacking down the middle. Stopped up by Klaubeck and cleared away. Turning is Stefani. Moving it ahead, tapped along by Schaefer. Cleared away out of bounds by Kostick.
Cardinals able to get by that clear away, able to set their defense up.
Terabeza, quick steal on Stefani, and now using some speed to find some space down the sideline. Terabeza slips it behind, gives Rao a chance to run on. Rao not going to get the angle she wants, trying to go back to the far side. Not an easy kick to make with the right foot.
Bailey, go to that side, mid.
But the more time the Cardinals can spend deep in this end, better their chances of tying this one up.
Absolutely.
Rao, tough pressure behind her, and she's bumped to the ground by Molitor. Foul called, and this is going to be a free kick from a very dangerous spot.
Well, this could be their opportunity to see if they could tie this one up, as that shot's going to come in from in close.
Johnson just staying right next to the ball until she's told to back off 10 yards. Knobloch fires directly, save made by Gorish.
Beautiful save.
The clearing attempt off the Cardinals and out of bounds, so it'll be a goal kick.
We'll see it again, just a nice placement here. Gorish able to come out and just push it away.
Callie Molitor, who the foul was called against, was good heads up play to hammer it off of Bailey Payne, to get the goal kick instead of a corner. This one played back where Ritzenaya waits. She'll work her way to the near sideline, play it ahead. Griffith tried to tap it back to Knobloch, but the Panthers able to interrupt and take possession. Jerembeck moves it ahead. Knobloch just races in front of Schaefer and takes it away, but the Panthers regain control and now lose it out on the near side.
Just a little over 5 minutes remaining, as the Panthers trying to keep control down in the Cardinal end. Of course, they'll continue to let the clock move to try and decide what they're going to do to set up this play.
Handball on the referee.
Does he get penalized? Does he? Can the other official take a free kick?
Well, it's working in the Panthers' favor as the time continues to tick away.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Yeah, why'd they get the free kick?
Oh, Kepke took that tight shot from Olsen.
He wanted to know what's going on.
Well, why did they get just a bounce pass when the official has a handball? Why don't you move it back? At least move it back.
Do a jump ball.
A jump. They could do that. That's a true 50-50, right?
Absolutely.
throw it up between two players,
Yeah.
just like you do in basketball, and let them figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. It's only fair.
Corner kick upcoming for the Panthers. Coach Kieran asking for clarification.
Gets that clarification, but the time continues to move.
No, clock has stopped at 4
did
minutes. Just our
I'm
clock.
looking at
our
clock.
is going.
Yeah.
Yeah, clock was stopped at 4 minutes. Waiting the free kick from Johnson.
Somebody in the truck has somewhere to go.
Booted right back out. Throw in. Goes right back out off of Jerembeck. Cardinals will get Grace Stevenson back into the game.
That time to Spring Lake Spring Lake Park pushed it out of bounds again with the clock moving.
Pass in behind the defense, but Reinhardt comes out, scoops it up well in front of Bella Such. Job by Ritzenaya stepping in and denying the shot attempt. Cardinals clear it again.
Well, quite obviously, Spring Lake Park tried to put something here in the net before the end of this first half. It was really like a cushion going into the break.
Dunbar pushes it through, but ends up on the ground after a tussle with Ritzenaya, and they're going to call the foul. So good spot for Spring Lake Park for a free kick, as we're under 2 minutes remaining in the opening half.
Yeah, this is an excellent position for the Panthers to be in here.
Now it'll be Molly Knobloch waiting to be told to back off. Gamesmanship.
Yeah.
Abby Johnson goes direct, just wide, and a Coon Rapids goal kick will follow.
Kind of waiting here to deliver the kick.
Kepke got a little too much turf with that, I think.
No, she definitely
Not
did.
the boot she was looking for, but here comes Rory Ritzenaya sprinting through traffic, sending it ahead. Here's an opportunity for Stevenson, a shot, a goal!
Boy, how big was that goal? How big was that goal? As we're under a minute remaining, and all of a sudden the Spring Lake Park really had that momentum, but the Cardinals able to come up with a big tally here. We're going to see it again, just a great through ball.
Well, Ritzenaya did a great job with speed from the defender position all the way up into the middle. Oh, are they trying to say that was offside again?
Oh, come on.
They are.
Oh,
wow.
That's just terrible.
Wow. Coach Zimmel not too happy.
Coach Karen? Oh, Coach Zimmel, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I got her by
No,
her
no, no,
right
no.
hand.
You're right. You're right. I didn't see her at first.
See if we can take another look at it. He puts his flag up after they're 15 more yards
that's
down
terrible.
the field.
Yeah, that's terrible. If he's going to call it, call it. Be decisive.
And that's two that have gone on the same team. I mean, if you screw up, you make mistakes, that's human. I get it. But if your mistakes continually cost the same team,
that's terrible.
It's questionable. And both of those were awfully, awfully close.
Yeah.
Wow. And for the flag to come up as late as it did is hard to accept. But the Cardinals have no other choice. They have to go to the locker room trailing by 1, knowing they had 2 goals waved off for offsides. Both of those calls coming incredibly late. The referee arguing that it's up to the line judge, the sideline judge, and he's going by his flag. But that, I mean, as late as those flags came up, that's the biggest question about it. And both of them were very, very close. And both of them end up costing the Cardinals. So 2 goals disallowed. The Cardinals trail by a 1-0 score at the half. We'll be back with more from the Cardinals Stadium. You're watching live girls high school soccer on CTN.
When I never graduated from high school, I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hey, Dad, I need your help asking Jessica to prom.
Of course. Love is like the ocean. You have to tread the
Oh,
waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Hey, Jessica. Will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Marching Cardinals, ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Drum Major DJ Swift.
I used to drive an ambulance as an EMT, and I've always tried to be a safe driver. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. In my car, if I see a truck or bus taking a turn, I know to take my time. When big vehicles turn right, they may swing wide to make the turn. If you try to sneak in, well, it's a lesson you'd rather not learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait. It's our roads, it's our safety.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
Home fire drills give your family a plan of action. In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So when you drill, show everyone 2 ways out of the house, pick a safe meeting spot, and get there in under 2 minutes. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year. You can even make them fun. So everyone knows the sound and exactly what to do when they hear a smoke alarm. Go to ready.gov/firedrill and learn how to prepare your family for home fires.
So Coon Rapids looked like they would take the lead less than 10 minutes into this one. Rao with a shot, the diving save by the keeper, Grace Stevenson there to poke it home. A late call of offsides wiped that one away, and just 5 minutes later, Finnegan getting an opportunity and sneaking one just beneath a diving Maddie Reinhardt. Cardinals not discouraged, keep bringing the pressure. Good cross, but just too far in front of Stevenson. And then in the final minute, Ritzenaya plays it behind the defense. Stevenson with a strong boot just inside the far post. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The celebration was ended for another offside call.
Yeah, that's Not one, but two of those calls here.
So 2 goals wiped away. You hate to score twice and lose 1-0, but still a lot of game left to be played.
Plenty of game. Lots can happen.
You hate to have to score 3 goals to tie the game at 1.
Yeah, that's not good.
Out the end line, and Coon Rapids with a goal kick. It feels better if you score 4 goals to win 2-1.
Yes.
But you're still feeling a little put out. Flanagan trying to run between a couple of defenders, still tracking that ball down. On the far side, it's going to be knocked out of play and a Cardinal throw-in.
Yeah, and those defenders for the Panthers have to be careful they don't use too much body in that position of the field.
Bounces away. Terabeza can't control.
Off hand.
It was indeed. And Coon Rapids will have a free kick from a dangerous spot here. And this is where you'll see the soft touch of Molly Knobloch. Oh, she'll go direct and just too wide. A lot of times tries to drop it just over and give her teammates an opportunity to head it on the bounce. Tried to go direct, just went a little too far. She had a good chance where she booted it strong to the net on a free kick, similar in the first half, and Gorish made a diving save. This one too far in front of Flanagan, or Langworthy. Where did I get Flanagan? Combining names.
It's okay.
Langworthy.
It sounds similar, Langworthy and Flanagan.
It has one of the same syllables.
I see where you're going.
Well, somebody does at least. But yeah, Coon Rapids just has to keep their chins up and try and find the answer while staying on side. The harder part is it also means that your forwards are now a little more hesitant to start that run because they don't want to be close to being offside for fear of a flag going up. And it was, you know, both times the flag came up really, really late. Either you're offside when the ball is struck or you're not.
Right, exactly.
So the flag should be up before the attacking player on the run even gets to the ball. And I don't think that was the case either time.
It was not the case either time, especially that second time, because it took them a while to raise that flag.
And of course, my knowledge of this game can be
measured in a thimble?
I was just going to say would leave room in a thimble.
Okay.
But we're on the same page. Meanwhile, the high school kids are going, what's a thimble? That's what Google's for.
That's what Prince changed his name to.
Thimble?
Oh, no, it was a symbol. That's right, it's a thimble.
Throw into the corner. Bailey Payne able to race in and gain control, trying to cross out front. That was broken up and knocked out the end line by Megan Olson. Coon Rapids with a corner.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals feel they're owed a goal at this point. So they'd like to see what they can do about getting one here early in this second half.
Knobloch from the near corner. Lofts it to that back post. Bounces a couple of times, headed away by a Panther defender. Now a race on the far sideline as Ritzenaya cuts off and takes position away from Brianna Finnegan, the goal scorer for the Panthers. This one's booted out on the near side by Kostick. If she wasn't trying to get it out of bounds, not sure what she was doing because that had a lot on it. BSR kind of hang her head like, that's not what I wanted to do.
No, I don't think that was her intent.
Played back for Klaubeck and played ahead. Kepke gets there in front of Finnegan. The clear taken by Toshek. Tried to play it into the corner for Stefani, but out the end line. Goal kick, Coon Rapids. Kepke getting this one out near midfield. Slowed by Spring Lake Park. Bailey Payne battling. Had it knocked away by Weiler. Here's Finnegan in the middle, challenged by Knobloch. Coughs it up. Cleared away by Ritzenaya. Played right back in by Molitor. Heading it down is Kostick, and she'll direct it out of bounds for a throw-in. Good pressure there from Kostick for Stefani to lose it out of bounds. Here's Grace Stevenson. Tripped up, and whistle coming a little late after the collision with Molitor. The Cardinals will have a free kick near midfield. See what Knobloch decides to do with this. This one a little further out, but been impressed watching her all year. Here's a chance for Payne and a goal!
Oh boy, just a great spot for her too, because she was not marked by a defender. She was able to settle the ball and just boom that ball in the back of the net.
Well, that may have been where the Cardinals intended it to go, but yeah, certainly Bailey Payne left all alone. The pass goes to the backside toward the back post. And it's Kepke who heads it right over to Payne, and Payne between a couple of defenders left no doubt.
Yeah, she settled that ball very nicely. Puts it in that far corner.
And I was just starting to say I'm impressed with where she places it. Gives her team a chance to redirect. And oftentimes it's Anna Kepke that is there for the header. This time not trying to go to the net, but a perfect header pass right to Bailey Payne. Quick settle and score. And just like that, we're tied at 1. And no offside.
Maybe the officials are afraid to call.
I might be. Even though it's the far side that's determining offside for Coon Rapids this half, as opposed to the near side official. Knobloch, a good touch to knock it away from Edwards, but the Panthers push it right back in. Ritzenaya fires that one into the visiting bleachers. Cross coming in way too deep. Reinhardt will scoop it up.
Well, the Cardinals know they can score goals here tonight because they've put 3 in the back of the net. Unfortunately, 2 of them waved off.
Kostick, a good turn up the near sideline rather than just letting it go out. Reverse the field a little bit. They play it all the way back to Gorish. Gorish will tap it back near side for Molitor. Molitor pressured by Stevenson. And now a steal by Molly Terabeza. Terabeza, little too much on it, trying to slip it behind the defense and give Langworthy a chance to run onto it.
Yeah, I like the thought, but again, she just tapped it a little bit too hard.
Turned back upfield by Weiler. Kostick will work her way around and give turn back in the Cardinals' direction. Long boot, too far, and it's going to give Gorish a chance to come out and get it. But now all I'm doing every time they put a through ball behind the defense, I'm watching the line judge. course, I'm talented enough to watch the line judge and the action at the same time. No, sometimes.
Well, if the line judge is right in front of you and the action's right in front of you, then I can see that.
A couple of subs coming in for Spring Lake Park. Katie Booth and Abby Johnson. Bailey Rao back on the pitch for the Cardinals. Is Mike Burlingame working the event tonight?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, so someone is going to score
before the regulation is over.
In the next 30 minutes.
Absolutely. No question.
Knobloch with the steal, pushes it to the corner. Bailey Payne has room down there. Can she get there? And apparently not. Again, it's much better to score 4 and win 2-1 than it is to score 3 to tie 1-1.
I totally agree.
Just reiterate.
I'm just saying.
Still a lot of soccer to be played, but certainly the Cardinals have had the better go of it here in the first 12 minutes of this second half.
Well, I think they've really had the better go of it all match.
For the most part. I would say there were a couple of spurts there where Spring Lake Park really gained the momentum and had better possession time and kept the Cardinals bottled up a little bit. But for the most part, yes, I would agree that Coon Rapids has had the better part of the play. Neither team really generating a ton of scoring chances other than the 2 goals that were called off. Maybe one other great chance for the Cardinals. Tara Beza in close, trying to get the shot off. That was blocked. Payne couldn't recover. Here's Knobloch from a ways out. Hit her own teammate as that Stevenson got in the way. Tara Beza can't get it through traffic. But we have a whistle and a foul called in close. Oh, and called against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Knobloch was trying to sell it for her team.
Whatever she can do. You know, the officials may have bought it.
Costick getting it turned back toward midfield. Sent back and then back again. And here's Stevenson in a foot race. Gorish comes out and boots this one high away to keep it away from the charging Grace Stevenson, who has 2 goals, but none that counted. Sent along by Molitor, turned around by Coon Rapids. Molitor with a stop up there. Previously that was Weilert, actually, 18, not 16. Cross attempt broken up by Molitor. Gets away from Booth, but Booth able to track it down, move it ahead, and the Panthers just pushing it into the Coon Rapids half of the field. Costick will get it and take it on the run right back into Panther territory. Stopped up. Payne had a piece of it. Ritzenaya trying to settle. Plays it along the line. She gets knocked to the turf. No foul called. And now the defender falls down. It ends up out the end line. And 3 steps later, they decided to throw the flag up. I'm not saying, I'm just saying it's endemic. Things like this are supposed to happen immediately. If you see it go over the end line, you put your flag up.
Yep.
If you see an offsides, you put your flag up. When you see an offsides or an out-of-bounds ball, you don't think about it for 3 steps and then put your flag up. Decisiveness is important for an official in any sport.
I would think so.
I digress.
Maybe not
As
lawn jarts.
Knobloch was tossed to the turf by Stefani, no call. She's a little hampered as she gets back up, a little hitch in her giddy up, but she's still in the game. Panthers trying to push the other way. Koepke stops that up, and now Koepke try and run around Booth. Will switch directions, try to play it through the middle. That's intercepted by Turnbow. And now Knobloch pushes it, and the flag comes up, and that time I believe Stevenson was indeed offside.
And it was decisive. The flag was decisive. It was put up immediately. It's because it was very obvious.
And the official was right at that back line of defense. That helps. Not always the case, but it does help. Weilert with a shot from a long way out, and Reinhardt will just let it go and take the goal kick.
Yeah,
that was
onside.
At least it went up, but yeah, I think when the ball struck, she
was onside.
Was still onside. Yeah. By the time I looked at it, it looked like she was offside.
Good night, Moon.
But I think that one was a little too far, and I think Gorish was going to get to it before her.
Oh, she would have. She definitely would have.
Rao trying to work through some traffic, turned around by Megan Olson. Koepke will turn it back in the Cardinals' favor. This time no flag as Grace Stevenson races on down the left wing, has help. Cutting back to her right now, shoots through the traffic, and Gorish makes the save.
Yeah, when she cut back, she allowed the defense to come in and just really trouble what she wanted to do. She didn't get a good shot off. But what's going on here? Saying something to a fan? I don't know.
I believe that is the case as he's walking over onto the track. Cardinal faithful getting a stern talking to by our official.
I think gave someone a timeout. They have to go stand in the corner of the bleachers for 3 minutes. Back to the field so they can't watch the action. Think about what they did.
Kostick getting it turned around, but not very effectively as the Panthers regain control. Dunbar down the sideline into the middle for Weiler. Tried to slip a pass through for Such, but it was broken up by Koepke. Back to the near side, slipping and falling is Johnson, and that gives a little bit of room for Bailey Payne. Troubled there by Turnbow. And now Knobloch comes in and gets a steal. Knobloch down the left side. Knobloch will fire. It's out of the reach of Gorish and will go out the end line on the far side and be a goal kick. Ritzenaya is stopping things up, using her speed to try and get around the corner, lost it out of bounds. That one out off of Bailey Payne right in front of the Coon Rapids bench as we're nearing the midway point of this second half, and it really in the second half has been all Coon Rapids.
Yes, it has.
Only one to show for it. We're tied at 1. As soon as I say that, they got something going. Koepke will clear it away in front of Katie Booth. Booth and Such were threatening. Koepke solid on that back end for the Cardinals all season, though.
Yeah, she has been.
Knobloch steps up and gives it a boot. Coming back to it was Griffith. Griffith racing down the sideline. Out charges Gorish. And Gorish able to slide on it as Griffith let it get just a little too far in front of her. Koepke, big boot over the head of Turnbow. Pressured by Griffith. Turnbow will just tap it away out of bounds.
Yeah, she'll alleviate the situation for her squad, get her defense to set back up.
Terabeza and Ava Kerr back on. This will be a corner kick for the Cardinals.
Yeah, good opportunity here for Coon Rapids with the corner kick, Joe. And this, if they can get something directed towards the front of the net and get somebody, a body on it, we'll see what how they decide to do this. But we're just going to hit the midway mark in this contest of the second half.
Knobloch high to the back post. Koepke, a header that's up and over.
It was set up perfectly because Koepke didn't get what she wanted on it, but that was a nice setup.
Well, and she was well defended.
Yeah, she was.
Had a defender right there with her, but again, Knobloch putting it in a good spot, and Koepke getting there, but just not the angle she needed. So maybe it was a little later reaction than I thought by Olsen, but Olsen was there to challenge. Kostick with speed up the sideline for the Cardinals. Tipped away out of bounds by Turnbow. Cardinals want to push it.
They do.
Booted right back out of bounds. They would very much rather not go to overtime when they've outscored their opponent 3-1.
I agree.
How many times can I say that in a half?
Until it comes true.
You know, having one called back is tough enough, but two, Ritzenaya stepping up and challenging, can't convert. Kostick will boot it high behind the defense. Rao is there to battle against Dunbar. Panthers able to come away with it. Koepke stepping up to stop the pass now. Brings it back for Kostick. Kostick stepping in. Terabeza near side for Payne. That's broken up by Turnbow. Back for Johnson, who moves it ahead and now gets it right back from Dunbar along the sideline. Johnson trailed by Kostick, sends it across the front of the goal mouth. Well in front of Bella Such. And Maddie Reinhardt goes out and scoops it up. Bailey Payne, after able to head it along. Turnbow will play it back for Gorich. Stopped up by Terabeza, but the Panthers able to regain control. Kostick heads it back to Bailey Payne. Payne to Rao in the middle. She's tripped up. Payne gets it right back, tipped away from her out of bounds.
Get some additional fresh bodies in.
Kostick gets a quick drink.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm right here. Right here, let me grab my water bottle while you're getting those subs in there. Headed right back out by Klobeck. Kostick will try it again. Looking for Terabeza. The Panthers get there first. Koepke pushes it to the corner, too far out the end line. Goal kick, Spring Lake Park.
We haven't seen a lot of pressure from the Panthers here in the second half.
Almost none.
Like very little.
Well, the Cardinals, you can see their defensive trio is very interested in sparking the offense, and they're really pushing and jumping up into passing lanes and going to keep it in this half of the field. Here's Terabeza finding some room. Not a lot on that shot.
Nope.
Gorish will scoop it up pretty easily.
Well, you know, and two, when you're in a situation where you've had 2 goals already waved off, you want to continue to be aggressive because you feel you should be up 2-1 or 3-1 at this point.
And you don't want to go to overtime
no.
when you've outscored your opponent 3-1. I could say
think you've said that before.
At least one more time.
I bet you say it one more time before this game. This match
well,
is
it
over.
depends on when they score again.
That's true.
I'm going to go with Cardinals scoring again here inside the next 5 minutes before we get in under 10 minutes.
Let's see if you're a soothsayer.
Well, you know, and I haven't talked about it because I don't want it to be true, but the Cardinals have not won on television yet tonight, this year.
Yeah.
0 for 2 on in CTN.
Well, it's about time. It's about time to get in the win column.
I think they need to win tonight to break the CTN curse.
I agree.
If they were to lose this game, or really even tie, maybe CTN shouldn't do any more of their games because they've clearly outplayed their opponent. And they've outscored them 3-1, but on the scoreboard is what matters, and on the scoreboard it's 1-1.
Yes.
But the Cardinals, continuing to press, bringing a lot of bodies deep. You know, their last line of defense is almost 10 full yards into the Spring Lake Park half, and they're just keep forcing it deeper. Let the mids and the attackers continue to pressure and hopefully capitalize on a mistake or a great opportunity.
Well, they certainly would like to do that, and that's why they're continuing to pressure.
They call the foul on the dangerous attempt by Molly Knobloch, as that foot was pretty close to Piper Jarembek's face. Big left boot and a huge save. And then the rebound pounded home from Avery Dunbar.
Now, that's a huge goal. Oh, I think she's hurt.
She really had to stretch to get to it. Made the save on the first one, and then Dunbar able to come in and put it away. Olsen just left with too much space. Took that shot from a long way out. Reinhardt really had to stretch, but you see how much space she has in front of her. It's off a strong shot.
Oh, she fell hard too. Let's hope she's okay. She took a hard fall. Watch as she
I looked hard
down.
for the flag. It did not come.
No, it did not come.
But yeah, she went down hard going backwards. Hopefully Reinhardt is okay.
Yes, that's the most important thing.
Certainly got to be concerned about head injury.
Well, she hit her head pretty hard.
When you're going back that way and you hit the back, snap your head a little bit. And it looks like that could be the end of the night for.
I think it is.
The Cardinals keeper.
Yeah, she's holding her head. I know she hit her head pretty hard.
I think that's Bailey Payne.
Yeah.
Putting on the goalkeeper gloves, and that's unfortunate because that takes one of their dangerous scorers off the front end. I'd love to say I know all these kids just by sight, but that's
Yeah,
just
we
not
don't.
the case.
Yeah, you got to have a number
Put
connected
the
to it.
penny over the jersey, and I can't say for sure, but I think that's Bailey Payne. Just looking to see if I see her anywhere else, and then I'll be like, nope. No, still don't know who it is, but I know who it is not. Through process of elimination, not see Bailey anywhere on the field. Not see a 14 on the bench. But now the Cardinals trail 2-1.
Yeah, after outplaying Spring Lake Park in that second half.
Still 13:22 to go. And no sooner had I mentioned the CTN curse than that happens.
Yeah, exactly.
We're terrible luck for this team. They're having such a great season.
They are.
They'd be so much better off
without us. Yeah.
Without CTN. Maybe the crew. We can have the crew here.
Maybe we just need new announcers.
Well, there were different announcers for game one against Centennial.
Yeah. So maybe we just not have any announcers. Just have the television broadcast.
Because they deserve to have the coverage and the beautiful picture and our great replays. Our technical staff is top notch, no question.
No question.
They deserve that. But the two loudmouths that tend to bring bad luck maybe should go away.
Should go away. He's saying that.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Little hand check and go on both sides. They're going to call it against the offensive player almost every time.
Yep.
Callie Molitor boots it back in the Cardinal direction. Kepke will send it right back. Headed down. Tara Beza pushing it behind the defense too far. Gorish will come out and scoop it up. Dunbar has it knocked away by Knobloch. Turning with it now is Schaefer, pressured by Knobloch, knocked out of bounds. Cardinals trying to move quicker, show some urgency. After all that work and keeping them so well bottled up and creating some chances, give up that goal. And again, with two that were disallowed, can be disheartening, but these Cardinals just keep coming. Here's Ritz and I are racing through the defense and along the left sideline.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time left in this with 10:40 on the clock.
Weiler thought that Ritzenaya had already been ruled out, so thought that was supposed to be a Spring Lake Park throw, and not the case.
Nope.
Lost out of bounds by Stefani right in front of the Coon Rapids bench. Throwing goes to the corner, but Stevenson well marked. Panthers will clear it again as we close in on 10 minutes remaining. Spring Lake Park a 2-1 lead despite being outplayed. Cardinals with 2 goals waved off for offside. But outside of that, just over the bulk of the 70 minutes of soccer we've seen, they've had better control, better possession time, deeper in Spring Lake Park.
Absolutely.
And really in this second half, about the only time that Spring Lake Park has spent on the Coon Rapids side of the field is when they scored.
They scored, exactly.
So, I mean, that's great as far as taking care of opportunities. This one played over the top, and here's a chance. That shot swallowed up by Payne.
Yeah, not an easy opportunity for Payne there.
And they need that when the keeper comes in, and I don't know that she's played keeper at all year. Reinhardt's been pretty consistent. And there is a chance for Stevenson. No flag coming up this time. She's in on a breakaway, takes the shot, and Gorish will make the save.
That time she may have had a little bit more open net if she could have gone far side, but nonetheless.
Well, and I think too, you know, I don't know that she knew how much space she had. She probably could have
moved in
gone
a
a couple, 2 or 4 more steps.
Agree.
Opportunity from the left side, played across and scooped up by Payne. To Tuchik. Plays it down to the corner, and Ritzenaya will just tap it out of bounds.
Again, keeping them wide. Now we're starting to run low on time here. 8 minutes remaining. Spring Lake Park with just 3 wins on the season.
Cardinals will put Griffith and Rao back out there. Sarah Force and Anna Langworthy catching a breather. Tara Beza heads it behind the defense. Here's another opportunity for Stevenson. Stevenson on the break, getting in close. And that ball cleared away by Megan Olson before she could get a shot off.
Yeah, she didn't. Olson was using her speed to catch up with
Huge
this.
speed.
Yeah, with it, and she was able to trouble her and not let her get a shot off, as you mentioned.
Took a great angle on, you can see her coming from the right side, able to get there, angle it off.
Yep.
And we're going to have some discussion between the officials.
It looked like it went off Spring Lake Park.
I think this should be, it's similar to the boys, right?
Yeah.
Either she got to the ball and knocked it away out the end line, and it's a corner kick, or she didn't get to the ball and then she fouled the player.
Yeah.
And it's the same exact call, and they made the same wrong decision and gave the goal kick. So in both instances, we have the benefit of slow motion replay. In both instances, I think the right call is there was no foul because the defending player, in the boys' game, it was the netminder.
Yep.
But the defending player got to the ball before making contact with the attacking player. But in both cases, the ball went out off of that defending player. So in both cases, where it should be pretty clear cut in that type of situation, that either they got to the ball first and forced it out the end line, and therefore it's not a foul because they got to the ball first, or they got to the player first, in which case it's a foul and a penalty kick.
Well, to me on the replay, it looked like it clearly went off Spring Lake Park.
I don't even know how it's, again, we do have the benefit of
but
replay and zooming in and all these things, but that was a handball and a half. I actually thought it went off the hand of Brianna Finnegan, but apparently it was Kostick's hand. The boot by Molitor, taken by Dunbar, pushes it behind for Booth. Booth, a long boot, high and in the net. And the Panthers have some insurance.
Yeah, well, that should do it. Now a 2-goal cushion with under 5 minutes.
Booth had the assist on goal number 1. High lofted ball over the outstretched hands of the keeper, Bailey Payne. And she has a goal and an assist. Goal and an assist also for Avery Dunbar. And Spring Lake Park a 3-1 lead. And the Cardinals just have to, you know, I mean, it'd be great if they can come back, get at least one to feel a little bit better.
Yes.
If they can get 2 and get it tied up in the last 5 minutes, fantastic. But regardless of what happens, they have to think, you know what? We went out there and we did some really good things, and it, you know,
it's frustrating.
Some
when you
questionable calls.
When you get 2 goals taken away from you, it's frustrating for the entire evening.
And when you only give up 2 quality chances and both end up in the net. And that's Knobloch, I believe, that's slow to get up on the far side. And she's in some pain. Looks like she will try and get through it. She's a warrior. She plays.
She is. She's tough.
She plays strong, plays physical, and she's kind of all over the field. So if she is slow to get up, you know, it's not something minor.
Correct. Something in her
pointing
core.
to her midsection, so I don't know if she
injury.
got a knee to the midsection but hopefully she will be okay. Typically trunk injuries are going to be hopefully a little less severe and able to get back on the horse, so to speak. You know, legs, knees, ankles.
And toes, knees and toes.
Certainly more frightening because those can mean
see what happens here.
Too much.
Maybe an elbow,
I don't know if she got elbow to the midsection or looked like she got stepped on a little bit too, but
hopefully. All that's important is that she comes out okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And for the Cardinals, who are already nicked up, that would be a huge loss. And as we talked about, they've got another game on Thursday against Rogers and a game on Saturday. So they've got a busy end to their schedule here over the next couple of weeks. They cannot afford to lose any more players, especially those key leaders that they've had all season long, and Molly is definitely one of them.
Oh, that is for sure.
Just over 4 minutes remaining. Coon Rapids trailing 3-1. Cardinals were finally able to get one. They counted early in the second half, tie it up at 1, but a couple of goals late for Spring Lake Park, and they have a 3-1 lead, trying to knock off the at least minorly favored Cardinals. Well, you can see the Cardinals are pressing a little bit. They've got Kepke up playing in a forward position. They're just leaving Ritzenaya back on her own. Try and put a little more power and skill throughout the top part of your order. I will say I really like the duo up top of Grace Stevenson and Bailey Rao. Not only are they both really fast, smart players, but they're both young, freshman and a sophomore. You know, you've got a handful of others that have come in and filled those positions and done well as well. So, you know, pretty healthy are the Cardinals over the next couple of years as far as talent they have at those younger levels.
Well, you know, and we always talk about it, when you're that young and you get to play at the varsity level, it's such great experience for you as you continue to grow in your career in high school.
Yeah, you can't be
no.
But that should be a card, if you ask me.
Yep.
And I'm not a
hockey guy. No, you're a hockey guy.
I'm a hockey guy. And in hockey, that I have no problem with that. But if you get her for the little push, and then a teammate comes over and gives a bigger push to the offending player, that girl should be penalized even stronger than the initial push. Just my opinion.
Saying.
Coming out to smother it is Bailey Payne. Had them right in on top. They're still kicking at the ball while she's got control. But no worse for wear. course, after the first half, there's no way the referees can do right by us.
No.
In the second. Because we may be a little biased.
Come on. Nobody ever accused us of
Nothing
that.
on that shot from Rao. Easy save from Gorish. Well, only one city pays our check.
This is true.
So,
yeah.
And it is not Spring Lake Park.
It is not Spring Lake Park. It might be Coon Rapids, possibly.
Yeah. That's what it says when,
I know, right?
when the check clears.
It's the city of Coon Rapids.
Dunbar boots it deep. Ritzenaya bounces it off of Prairie and out of bounds. So we close in on the final minute, and a hard pill to swallow, but for the Cardinals, but it is what it is.
Well, no, it is what it is. It's a tough loss. You just didn't get a chance to rebound. You tied it at 1, and then give credit to Spring Lake Park. They came out, and we talked about a lot of presence for Coon Rapids down in the Panther, and not as much for Spring Lake Park other than goal scoring.
Well, and to that end, though, they didn't really allow the Cardinals many great scoring chances with all that possession time deep in their end. And when they had their opportunities, they cashed in. They had 2 opportunities in the second half, really made both count, and they have a 3-1 lead. And here's an opportunity again down the far side, and great recovery by Ritzenaya to deny Ella Prairie. Late opportunity with the left foot, clanks off the iron, and this one redirected in with 1 second left. That will count.
Yes, it will. It certainly should.
And that is even tougher at the end of the night for, it looked like that first shot was going to go up and over. Instead, it clangs off the iron. And Tatushek steps in and puts it in the empty net with just 1 second left on the clock. And Spring Lake Park will walk out of here with a 4-1 win.
Taking another look at it, is it
just right off the crossbar, right to Tatushek.
And she didn't even get much on it. And she got much on it, but she got enough on it for it to cross the goal line. Because originally that one went off the bar, the top of the net.
This one right off the crossbar.
Yeah.
On the shot by Kylie Edwards and Layla Tatushek. And how many times do we see it just in this contest?
Right.
Follow the shot, and you're there for rebounds and a relatively easy goal for Tatushek just before time expired in a 4-1 win for Spring Lake Park.
Yeah, and again, give the Panthers credit. They scored the goals when they needed them and took the lead and didn't allow, as you mentioned, a lot of good looks for Coon Rapids, even though they controlled the action.
And so for the Cardinals, scratch your head a little bit, go back to the drawing board. You got Rogers on Thursday, and it's a sprint to the finish at the end of this season. And we wish them well. We've had a great time covering this soccer doubleheader here tonight, and we thank you all for joining us. Just remember, have your pets spayed or neutered.
Tip your servers.
Tip your servers. I don't know where I was going with that. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro and the one and only Neil Highlights Hennon in the truck, I'm Joe Young saying good night.